It was. Man. Very cool. Oh, ready. Awesome. Tres, dos, unos. Welcome aboard, my friends. Sure. Lo. It's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, Frank.
This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, been kind of excited about. You know, movies is one of those fun passions that, you know, kind of gets you going, gets you vibing. They always bring a different topic, a different story. But I've never really seen someone who's as potato enough as me to be like, did you watch what was the Coppola movie that just came out? Yeah, and like I was like, all right, I see you. His level is up there. So yeah, something like that is I think we've had less of fun in the movies. People have kind of like stayed away from it or stepped back from it. But I think this year, with everything that's kind of kicking up and the hype that's been going into it, I don't know, man. All those investments, I'm looking forward to like what these theaters are having in the future. But for right now, starting off the year 2025 strong, how's your year, sir?
My year so far, it's been so still good. You know, can't complain. I'm alive. How has your year been so far?
You know, just a little different every year, a little bit challenges, new things pop up. But hey, I'm ready to just have fun with it. And now that there's a motorcycle in my life, things are a little bit speedier. So that's what I'm thankful for this year. But looking forward to that new year. Gonna start off with something that was pretty hype, man, because we all knew that this was gonna be big. We all knew that this was gonna change it up, but nobody knew it would take down the king, Mufasa. Sonic 3, ladies and gentlemen, coming in strong in the box office numbers. Woo! Number 1 in America. Disney, you know what you did. So, Lo, I want to start off with you. How did you feel about Sonic 3? As someone who has maybe seen the first 3 or maybe just jumping in fresh, what are your feelings?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play a lot of the Sonic games when I was a kid. But I did see the first 2 Sonic movies, and I've seen the new Sonic 3 times, I think. I absolutely loved it. It's so much fun, it's so funny, and it's got a lot of great action in it, and it's got some surprisingly deep moments. You know, I mean, as deep as a Sonic the Hedgehog movie can get.
That's as good as it gets, you know, you love to see it.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey, like, just is... Honestly, this is probably Jim Carrey's best work he's done in years. Like, I love that Jim Carrey announced he's retiring, but Dr. Robotnik is the only role that he will... Like, Dr. Robotnik's the only role that he likes to play now.
I think it's about it. He's like, everybody can have the Avengers. I got Robotnik, and that's all.
Exactly.
So he's definitely. We can start there because that's something that was brought to my attention. Because yeah, you don't really have to see or play the original Sonic games specifically because it was all the way back in Genesis, and Lord knows how that ended up. But everything that they've started from the beginning, starting with the Wachowskis and just kind of using them as a reason to make Sonic a humanized character, has kind of always been the rough part of these movies. But it was nice to see how all that buildup actually feels like it pays off. In a way, it almost did feel like Jim Carrey, who has been putting in his work, and even Tom and Pretzel Lady have done what they needed to kind of be Sonic's like jumping point to see what they do now. And so that's going to be interesting to see if Jim does take that retirement or if he goes the extra mile. Because
yeah, I think he said recently that he would love to do a Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Yeah.
Like, he said recently, if they ask him, he'll do it.
And it definitely feels like he's taking that character into his own, because I don't think I've ever seen Robotnik as wild as Jim Carrey, but now it just feels like that's what it is now. So if that's the vibe that we're going with, Jim Carrey. I mean,
I've been binge watching Sonic Boom on Netflix, and that's a cartoon, and Dr. Robotnik is definitely cartoony in that, but I think Jim Carrey might be even more cartoony than the cartoon.
As a physical person, he is more animated than an animated character, and that's the power of Jim Carrey.
That's probably why he got cast in the first place. Like, who is the real life equivalent of a cartoon character? Jim Carrey.
Animated, yeah, that makes sense. And for a role for him, I think that might have been his, like, all right, I can let go and just whatever that means to Jim, but I'm gonna let go and just become the guy. Whoa, there's a spider movie. Nice. But yeah.
And of course, you got Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog, wow, just perfect casting. he is a national treasure.
Honestly, at this point, there is nothing that Keanu Reeves cannot do. Even giving a tour of a museum, he's done it, man. He's done it.
I want to go to a museum where Keanu Reeves is giving a tour.
He's got the facts, bro.
Oh yeah.
So that man is a national treasure, and yeah, huge respect to a guy that, like, just, you know, does fun, cool stuff out there rather than just, you could just be whatever. But and then to bring that kind of like that vibe to Shadow the Hedgehog was interesting, because, you know, everybody loves Keanu, but like, I know Keanu from Cyberpunk. I know Johnny Silverhand Keanu, so I'm just like, all right, he's coming. He's a coming.
Yeah, and I mean, like, again, in the first Sonic movie, Sonic is watching Speed, and he says, Keanu Reeves, what a national treasure.
Treasure.
It's like they knew. It's like they were manifesting Keanu Reeves coming into the franchise.
That's a good place to be, yeah. Especially like not knowing how far they'll take it. Because if we want to get into spoilers, or maybe if we don't want to get into spoilers, but let's just say
it's been out for like 3 weeks now. I mean, I guess we could. Let's
just say his work's not done yet, so we can definitely see Keanu coming back and having more fun, and if he's more, you know, ingrained with the story or the cast or X amount of things, maybe like a cameo here or there. Or I think people have been wanting a TV show of a Shadow, which, hey,
I'd like to see that. I mean, hey, if Knuckles can get his own show, why not Shadow?
Why not Shadow? Exactly. Those are words of wisdom, my friend. The fires of pits of fire, the fist of flames.
And do you think we should talk about the post-credit scene?
Man, there's one name in the universe that brings a chill down my spine, and not for the obvious reasons, but just to see. I grew up on a show called Sonic X, right? And to see this dude that could run past the, you know, Sonic Boom's blaze of glory, like, have to take a step back and be like, oh man, this chick's coming. Just always threw me off, or like just always kind of like was like Amy that Rose was like a character that just always had personality, talent, and like she stands out as like her own person, even though her whole shtick is, oh shit, it's Sonic. But
it's Sonic, but a girl.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. Someone who grew up in that era, like, holds such a soft spot for Amy, because she kind of provided this, like, whoa, shit. They're kind of, it's wild out there, man. You gotta.
I wonder how many furries she created.
I'm pretty sure there's a whole community of Sonic fandom for a reason. So, and that's before they even introduced Rouge the Bat, which I don't want to get too into, but hey, man, it's part of the lore, you know. That's all there is to it. We'll see. My weird spin-off idea is that somehow, somewhere in the universe, that they get Kristen Ritter to voice Rouge the Bat. But I don't know how that works out, because I don't know who she was supposed to be in that gun outfit, but unless you're going to do more stuff with her in the future. See?
Yeah. And my question is, who are they going to get to voice Amy Rose?
That's a good one. Specifically because we know that Tails the Fox has been reprising her role, Colleen, for the past couple of years. So maybe we get another video game voice actor, which I would be a big fan of. I like the idea.
Because I can't see anyone doing the voice of Amy Rose like that. I mean, it's possible Paramount's gonna cast another celebrity, which that seems to be the trend with these types of video game movies. They always stunt cast somebody, but I would prefer they get the voice actors from the cartoon. Let me look up what her name is real quick. Sonic Boom. It is Cindy Robinson.
Cindy Robinson
as the voice of Amy Rose in Sonic Boom.
She has such an iconic voice, right? She has
I honestly can't imagine anybody else doing it like her. Just like how I can't imagine anybody doing Tails other than Colleen. I mean, if Paramount is going to cast a celebrity for Amy Rose, I think that a lot of the most popular names people keep bringing up is Anna Kendrick or Brie Larson. Brie Larson could definitely bring that Captain Marvel energy to Amy Rose.
I ironically see that, and I'm gonna have to really sit with those feelings for the next couple of days. But yes, okay. And I think that's gonna be their kind of strat too. It's been working. They brought Idris for Knuckles. They brought Keanu for Shadow, which was a big win. So maybe they might look into somebody like that. But either way, I think they know what they're doing. They know what they have. At this point, I feel confident that these people working on the properties are doing their best with what they have. So that's all you can really, in my opinion, that's all you can really hope for in a franchise that you've cared about being adapted.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm going to pause this real quickly because we're running out of time on this Zoom thingy, but don't worry, we can start another one. That's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just go on going with that. I think I remember this from the school days when they would tell you, oh, you need to stop, and then you go back again.
Oh, you went on Zoom back in school? Zoom wasn't even a concept when I was in school.
In college, but back when every 17 happened, and everyone had to switch over. So it says we have 8 minutes.
I wasn't even on Zoom in college in Vanguard. It's I did this thing called going to class in person.
No, those were fun too. But everything stopped being fun after they forced us into these screens, because I was in the Japanese class and it's there's no interaction, man. I need to be in the room where it happens, or else I'm not going to learn this Japanese. But
need to be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
Hamilton, baby, yes, sir.
Lin-Manuel Miranda just keeps dropping bangers lately. I don't know if you saw Mufasa, The Lion King, but he wrote the songs for that.
Really? The brother line?
What?
Yeah.
Yes. What'd you say about my brother? That's what stays my brother.
Yeah, I felt it.
I want to hear Lin-Manuel Miranda singing a demo of that song. That delivery sounds Lin-Manuel Miranda-ish.
Yeah.
The Moana soundtrack has demo versions of the songs, where Lin-Manuel is singing a version of them. I want to hear him sing "Brother."
The brother song, yeah, okay, I can see that. Maybe when they take it on tour, you'll be like, you know what, I got this. Everybody, I am the Lion King.
And by the way, I did see Mufasa the Lion King the other day, and as somebody who is a huge fan of The Lion King, that was one of the very first movies I watched as a baby. I have a lot of thoughts on the Mufasa movie, if anyone's interested in hearing them.
Okay, give me your quick. I have not, so maybe let's do a fun little this is what you can expect, but let's not like give all the big hints away. It is
Okay,
a
so
prequel.
no spoilers.
No, thank
It
you,
is a
sir.
prequel. It's
Little
a prequel.
Okay.
So, spoiler alert: Mufasa does not die in this one. This is his backstory.
He does sprain his ankle though. Very close.
Yeah, he does. And it's a prequel, but also kind of a sequel. Like, I mean, that's not a spoiler because in the trailers we see Timon and Pumbaa. It's basically like The Godfather Part 2. Like, it's a sequel and a prequel.
Oh, flashbacks. Whoa.
yes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh.
Except Robert Redford's character in The Godfather is narrating it.
Very nice.
Like,
very nice.
but yeah, which is Rafiki, by the way. And
He really brings the Godfather to the Lion King.
yes, yes.
I cannot, they can't refuse. Simba, everything the light touches, it's our kingdom. But that shadows beyond our borders, don't go there. Never take sides against the family.
Yes,
I know it was you, Scar. You broke my heart.
And yeah, it's like so. And also Mufasa. I mean, like I said, the songs are by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and they're not wish bad. There are a few clunkers in there that are like so bad they're funny. And if you got kids and they really want to see it, they're probably gonna like it. But you could probably take them to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 instead, because that is a much better movie. But
honestly, I have parents who are probably like, no, we want to see Lion King, so I'll probably take my parents for that. You know what I mean? I ain't got kids,
okay, well,
but I got
take them
parents who are
and,
interested. Yeah, my
and-
nephews. Now we've already seen Sonic 3. They've raised right. You know what I mean?
I wish I had it with me, but I had at the theater I went to. They had these lion ears. That,
Oh, the little
yeah, like the little lion ears.
headband.
And
Yeah.
when I saw it, I had a beard, so I took a selfie
Ooh,
because
very
the
nice.
beard and the ears made me look like a lion.
Yeah,
like
like-
it made me look like a king. And
and here we are judging the Sonic fans. Come on, man.
yeah, I know, right?
No, I'm kidding.
I'm
Good
such a
stuff.
hypocrite.
No, that's cool.
I'm a hypocrite, but I own it.
A good times though. That's good to hear though. Manuel has a monopoly on all the Disney musicals now.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it's not surprising if you know the history of Disney. Like in the '90s, a lot of their songs were written by Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, who worked on Little Shop of Horrors. So, I mean, it's not surprising Disney recruits Broadway stars, Broadway talent to write the songs. And like Frozen, the writers of the songs for that wrote the songs for Avenue Q. Yeah, that's right. The writers of The Internet is for Porn wrote Let It Go.
It's the same message.
what
I don't see any. I don't see. I don't know, man. Okay, well, if you know the Disney of histories, and those VHS boxes have really leveled up.
Oh, yes. I own them. I'm probably going to sell them when I get divorced.
Based. Okay. I was gonna say. Fair enough. Instead of checks, you're gonna send them Disney movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Buenos dias.
Rock on.
Oh yeah, you missed that. I was playing a little solo. Now we're back to event 7. Yes, Doritos. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I'll look into it later. Maybe I'll just pay for the thingy so I don't really kick it out. But today should be okay. Yo. Moving on, good sir. Nosferatu.
So, Nosferatu is sweeping the nation.
Like a plague.
Yes, like a plague.
Yes, sir. Getting there. But it's... People are into it, right? Like...
Oh, yeah. People are...
Unabashedly.
Oh, yeah. People... I mean... You know, it's... I've only seen it once. I saw it a couple days after Christmas. I know everybody else saw it on Christmas. I saw it a couple days after Christmas. I was sick with the plague.
Woo.
And...
Got the best of us.
Which is why, when I saw the movie, I was a little tired because I had some medicine, and I was falling asleep at parts because, you know, I wouldn't say the movie's boring, but it's set in that period, the 1800s, and the movie looks gothic and dark, and it's like it's almost hypnotic. It's almost like the movie is putting me to sleep, like Nosferatu, like a vampire would, and I just fell asleep. Like, it was so dark and grim, and then the jump scares happened, and I woke up, and there, without giving too much away, there was a lot of gruesome scenes. I mean, it is a vampire movie, obviously, and I mean, I was expecting it to be gory and gruesome, but I was not expecting it to be so sexual, so horny. I mean, okay. Going into it, I heard people on Twitter say, wow, Nosferatu, this movie's horny. And I'm thinking, how horny are we talking? And when it ended, I said to the people next to me, and I thought the vampires in Twilight were horny. This is to the next level.
I don't know, man.
I mean, for those of you who probably don't know, Nosferatu is a remake of a 1922 silent film, which itself was adapted from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
The book, correct.
Yes.
And they even made a Dracula movie of that.
Oh yeah, they made a ton of Dracula movies. I mean, everybody knows of the Bela Lugosi Dracula, and of course Christopher Lee played Dracula at one point. And also Francis Ford Coppola adapted Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That one specifically, yeah. So I sat down and I watched that one after watching Nosferatu.
Oh, and which also had Keanu Reeves in it.
Beautiful, yeah. And I sat down, I was like, whoa, he's here. He's everywhere. So, big year for Keanu, the year of Shadow.
One of his best performances by far.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I like seeing young Keanu just like do his thing, right? Like building up to eventually what it becomes.
He was still in his Bill and Ted era.
Yeah, he still has a vibe.
This was right around Point Break and a few years before The Matrix.
Fun fact, that's actually the same character from that show. It's just he went back in time and now he had... But it was interesting. It was cool. So for me, I liked... So Edgerton is the director, right? Or Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers.
Yes, and... right off the bat, man, when they start you off with that cool color on the color palette is dark, like you said, gothic. It makes you feel like, oh, I gotta close my eyes for a second or something. It's very hypnotic, but all that is definitely a lot of it is because of the cam work and how they do these interesting transitions, the zooms, the weird foggy vibes. Those dream sequences really feel hypnotic and they blend in so well, like from just waking up to like just being in that dream universe. So all that vibe is something that I really admired and respect. It was well done. I think the era was well.
Oh yeah, like it really felt like you went back in time to the 1800s. And not only that, but it really felt like I was watching a movie that was made in the 1920s or 30s. Like it kind of similar to Bram Stoker's Dracula. Like it felt very
inspired.
Like, yes, it felt very retro. It felt very old-fashioned, and I mean that in a good way. And also, the acting was incredible. I mean, Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, was in it.
Is that what that is? Okay, I saw Depp, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
As Ellen Hutter, and Nicholas Hoult played Thomas Hutter, her
husband.
And Bill Skarsgård was Count Orlok.
Count himself.
Yes, Bill Skarsgård, who, by the way, was also the guy who played Pennywise the Clown in the 2017 It remake.
Yes, sir. They said that when they saw in It Part 2, when they saw him as a human do the mouth scene, that's when the director was like, yeah, that's my Dracula, or that's my
Nosferatu.
Yes, sir. So good stuff. Good actors, yeah.
And also, and I gotta say, the biggest disappointment for that movie was that there was no SpongeBob cameo at the end.
Oh.
Like, for those of you who don't know, okay, in fact, everybody watching this who's younger, you probably first heard of Nosferatu from that episode of SpongeBob, the Graveyard Shift episode.
Graveyard Shift.
Like, Mr. Krabs comes up with a revolutionary idea of keeping the Krusty Krab open 24 hours a day. What a concept.
Ooh.
So Squidward and SpongeBob have to work the night shift, and SpongeBob is excited, but then he starts getting scared, and Squidward scares SpongeBob with a story of a former employee called the Hash-Slinging Slasher. And like he says, there's 3 signs when the Hash-Slinging Slasher shows up. First, the lights will flicker on and off, the phone will ring and nobody will be there, and then the bus arrives, and then the Hash-Slinging Slasher shows up. And at the end, those happen, the lights go on and off, the phone rings, nobody's there, the bus shows up. We think it's the Hash-Slinging Slasher, but it's just a normal guy applying for a job, and he said, I called earlier, but I hung up because I was nervous. And it's like, wait, if that was you on the phone and on the bus, then who was flickering the lights? And it's Nosferatu. And as I got older, I realized the funniest part of that ending is, up until that point, SpongeBob and Squidward were afraid of someone who's not real, the Hash-Slinging Slasher.
Okay.
And the whole time, Nosferatu was chilling in the Krusty Krab, and they treat him like a coworker.
Like a coworker. Man.
And so anyways, in Nosferatu, the movie, and also, I mentioned earlier how horny it was. I feel like this movie really is about, like, female sexuality being repressed. Like, it's... Because, again, the movie takes place in the 1800s. It takes place at a time when, you know, women... Like, it was a time where people were more... What's the word?
Reserved.
Celibate. Yes, more conservative.
Well, definitely, the whole point of Dracula, I think, is that sexual acceptance and experience, because
exactly
my thing with everything that Coppola was, or everything that was done by Egerton, was nice and great, but somehow with those actors, I always felt like they were holding back, or they were like trying to represent something instead of just being in the moment. And it wasn't until I saw that Dracula by Coppola film that it felt like, now I understand they were just they were really trying, they were really inspired by that film, but it didn't let them go full force. However, the lady did a good job in, well, her scenes and all that. They changed a couple of things between the Dracula and Nosferatu one. Like, a few different characters have different plot points, but I feel like this one would be the more like to the book, written to the book version. So this one is more, I think, akin to the book version. So definitely, I think, with the whole sexuality and all that in that era, in that time.
And I saw someone say this on Twitter, which I thought was interesting. They said that they're wondering, why is Ellen so having dreams of Nosferatu? Why is she having all these dreams of being attracted to him, but even in her dreams he's repulsive and ugly? and someone tweeted, it's because she sees her own desires as repulsive and ugly. So it makes sense that her own sexual fantasies are repulsive.
Reflective of her. That's pretty deep, actually. It's almost noble in a weird way.
And I'm surprised we haven't talked about Willem Dafoe yet. Willem Dafoe, he's popping up in everything these days as just this weird character actor, and I love it. You can never get enough Willem Dafoe. In fact, Willem Dafoe's kind of like a secret ingredient lately. It's like we need an actor to play this really weird, quirky, bizarre character. Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah. That's a How I Met Your Mother reference. So like his part was actually really cool. Was he supposed to be Van Helsing?
I think so. His character is Professor Albin Ehrenhard von. I'm looking at IMDb right now. Very that's nice. Why. Professor Albin Eberhard von Franz, and I guess he is like the Dr. Van Helsing of this movie. In
the Dracula movie, they call up Van Helsing, and that's the Willem Dafoe character. So for me, I like Van Helsing. I always thought he was kind of a cool character. To see him kind of like brought down to this kooky little like, no, I know what I'm doing. Just let me do my job. It was super cool. And Willem Dafoe does the job. So Godspeed, Green Goblin.
Another movie this kind of reminded me of was The Phantom of the Opera, going back to Ellen's sexual desires, how she's married to...
Is that what that movie's about? Or that play is about?
The play. Nice. She's married to Thomas Hutter. Thomas Hutter is a gentleman. He's, very proper. He's not exciting, but he's a perfectly serviceable husband. But Nosferatu is who she's, like, really attracted to. That's kind of what happens in The Phantom of the Opera. Like, Christine... She's with Raoul. Raoul's kind of bland, kind of boring, but he's the right guy for her.
Yeah.
But the Phantom is just so much more charismatic and sexy.
He's a guy, man.
Although, I gotta say, in The Phantom of the Opera, it's a little creepy because the Phantom knew Christine when she was a little kid, so that makes their dynamic a little creepy. But I guess it's supposed to be creepy.
I think you're there, though, too, because you might have mentioned that you weren't aware at this point, but on the second viewing, Ellen does mention that that's a spoiler, I guess, but there is a history there that's more than just kind of I guess I can't take away from the message. There's more than just a carnal desire, but I think because of who Nosferatu made her into, because of what the history or whatever that they've built, it really does become like, oh well, this is who I am, and gotta do the thing that I gotta do, and like honestly, everything about this film is very on the nose, but there are still some things that are like you would only know if you know. And so that's just this film is such a funny one because it goes there and it just presents things and it lays it all out, and you can either accept it for what it is, i.e. accept your desires, or you just move on, and like that was not Dracula, or that's not the Dracula I thought I was gonna watch today, and to each their own. But that's kind of where I'm at with that one. But definitely a good, fun film.
And I definitely think, as far as the Oscars go, I think it's definitely going to get some nominations in the technical...
The sets and everything, yes.
Definitely set design, visual, cinematography, music. For acting, I think that Bill Skarsgård, I think he should be nominated for Count Orlok. I don't know if he's gonna get nominated because the Academy, there's three genres the Academy is very snobby about.
Okay.
Comedies, superhero movies, and horror movies. Like the Academy seems to look down on horror movies for some reason. Like
maybe they're too afraid to watch them.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
okay. A lot of them are. There's a lot of old people in the Academy, so who knows? Maybe Maybe if they saw Nosferatu, it would remind them of their childhood of growing up in that period.
Yeah, if they saw this one, anyways. Yeah, well, I think maybe horror just has like a bad notation because of how B campy movies in the back in the days kind of gave way to more film, but like it was kind of snobby. The snobbies were like, oh, they're just making a horror film.
Although there is a horror movie that is expected to be an Oscar frontrunner, and that is The Substance. Have you seen The Substance yet?
Everyone's seen The Substance. No, a good amount of people have seen The Substance. Yes.
Have you saw it?
Yes. I had to see a couple of it like twice just because like some scenes again.
I'm surprised you could see it a second time. I mean, man. Not because it's a bad movie. It is a great, well-made film. It's not only is it horrifying and scary, it's also really funny. Like, it's a great satire. Demi Moore. For those of you who don't know what The Substance is, I mean, it's based. I think people at this point know what it is. It's like an aging actress who is told she's not beautiful anymore, so she finds a substance to make a younger version of her.
Relive her youth,
but it literally makes a younger version of her that crawls out of her and takes over her life, essentially.
Yeah. So
and
this
Demi
new
Moore,
persona takes over her old life.
Plays the aging actress, and she is phenomenal. She definitely, I think she's going to win the Oscar for Best Actress. I'm calling it now. And I think that, because, Demi Moore, she is an actress. She's worked in Hollywood, and I think she's over the age of 50. I think that there was a lot of herself in that role. Like, I think a lot of, because a lot of what her character is going through is what she herself and what so many actresses her age go through in Hollywood. Like, they reach a certain age, and then Hollywood's like, okay, we're done with you. You're not beautiful anymore. You're not hot anymore. Like, on to the next thing. And Margaret Qualley as Sue, the younger version of Demi Moore's character, she's also a revelation in that movie. I mean, I've been a fan of Margaret Qualley ever since I saw her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like, that movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so many stars in that movie are just exploding everywhere. Like Austin Butler, Margaret Qualley, Sydney Sweeney, and I'm sure there's other actors in that movie. It's like...
That's one I have to watch, yeah.
Quentin Tarantino knows how to find talent. Like, he knows how to find talent. Not only does he know how to, take old talent like John Travolta and, like, re-energize them, he also knows how to find new talent, and
cultivate that into a film.
But also, so Margaret Qualley's great, and also Dennis Quaid plays the villain of the movie, Harvey. Like, he's a producer named Harvey.
Okay.
I know, very subtle.
I got you.
Sleazy producer named Harvey.
Very nice.
And Dennis Quaid, he has so much. He looks like he's having so much fun playing this character.
Being that guy.
Total scumbag who, objectifies women. Oof. And he's so repulsive. And he is definitely, his character in the movie is the embodiment of
scummy.
Your body, my choice. Your body, my choice as a person. That's Dennis Quaid's character in the movie.
Damn.
And I don't want to give too much away because it's possible there's some people who never saw it.
I've never seen it. Oh, no, the other guy, sorry. No, The Substance, yeah.
The Substance, yeah. And
he was having a good time.
Dennis Quaid was in another movie this year called Reagan, where he played Ronald Reagan.
Was he Reagan? No.
He was Ronald Reagan. Yeah.
Oh, shit, that was that guy.
I didn't see the movie, but I saw the clip that leaked online where it's like the climax of the movie where Reagan gives his famous tear down that wall speech, and Dennis Quaid, he's like, Gorbachev, tear down this wall! And it's filmed like a Hollywood movie. Like, you see the applause, there's this sweeping music playing, and then you see Margaret Thatcher watching it on the TV going, well done, cowboy. It's like... I gotta watch this movie one of these days. I want to.
Well done, cowboy.
Based on that clip, yeah. Margaret Thatcher, well done, cowboy. First of all, Margaret Thatcher was watching that alone in her room, How did the filmmakers know she said that?
Oh man, she's like, I wrote in my diary. Don't worry. She sent him a letter. Great job, cowboy.
Well done, cowboy.
No, I saw a couple minutes of that before my movie started, so it was actually pretty interesting. But I saw like that guy had a familiar face. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
The substance. Yeah.
Yes, the substance. So that brings up my point about horror movies and how the Academy looks down on horror movies, and yet the substance, a horror movie, a body horror movie, is an Oscar frontrunner. And I wonder why, like. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it, absolutely, but I wonder why the substance is able to go the distance in the awards, or has a shot at awards compared to other horror movies. Like,
it's definitely resonating with the people who are watching it, right? And like you said, a lot of people in Hollywood have hit that point, and they're like, all right, well, my time is done. And to see it kind of like represented, I think that does a lot for them. But the horror aspect of like how maybe horror has been becoming less and less of just slasher fix after slasher fix, and I think with the help of was that AE24 or something, those guys have been doing a lot to kind of give these horror films, even Jordan Peele has been doing a lot to give horror more of a substance or a meaning behind it, or like the monster isn't necessarily Freddy Krueger, it's America, it's us, you know. It's
white people, it's
capitalism.
It's white liberals. It's capitalism. It's
the dream and all the pursuit of the dream, and what does that mean?
Or the value of spectacle and profit over the lives over nature. Which is what Dope is about.
That makes sense.
And the substance, like you say that it resonated with a lot of people. A lot of people on Twitter are saying the substance is what Barbie thinks it is. Like they're basically, but I look at it differently. I look at it as the substance is a horror version of Barbie. Like the substance has the same themes and message of Barbie, but it's done through horror. Like Barbie is a comedy.
Barbie is a substance PG edition.
Yeah, it's a PG. It's like light and fluffy. Yeah. It still has that monologue by America Ferrera about like the double standards women go through, and it's all about aging and women being valued for their looks above all else, and how women have to be everything, they have to be perfect. And the substance, it has that similar theme, but it's a straight up horror. Like it is, like the way I see it, the substance, like the first half of the movie, it really feels like it is pandering to the male gaze for men. Like it feels like it feels like a porn. The first half, like a pornography.
It
like,
throws you off the curve
there's a lot
because
of
it's trying to
shots
get you excited about things.
There's a lot of shots of Margaret Qualley's body up close
in the bathroom.
And then the second half, it's like the movie is punishing you, the man, for being finding enjoyment and pleasure in it. It's the substance to me is like ironic punishment in hell. Like in The Simpsons when Homer Simpson goes to hell and he's in a room of ironic punishment and they're like, so you like donuts, huh? We'll have all the donuts in the world. But of course it doesn't work. Homer loves donuts, so it doesn't work. But I feel like the substance, it's the type of movie they would show in hell for people whose biggest sin was lust, who objectified women. Like, oh, you think women have to be perfect, or they have to be this or that,
height, or this weight.
Yes, like
or 6 foot.
It feels like a
six
movie
figures.
made in hell. Like it feels like ironic punishment.
Again, it does. Maybe it doesn't have to be about just like punishing the men, because if everybody is kind of resonating with this, then I think we as a community have lifted beauty to a level that we've done for so long that now everyone's looking at it and be like, well, what are we supposed to appreciate? It looks nice, sure, but where's the substance?
I see what you did there.
You know it.
Oh my!
You know it. So yeah, I mean, but no, you're right. You're 100% right, because we as people, we like something. We like beautiful things. We like attractive things, and then it's handing everything you want on the silver platter, but also being like, oh wait, there's a catch, and then yes, that catch comes in and you're like, nope. I'm sorry.
And
blah, blah,
the
blah.
thing is, like, beautiful things,
Don't
unless they're
last.
plastic, don't last. Like, a flower is going to die eventually.
Mm-hmm.
The trees are not always going to be green. You know, like, beautiful things, living things have an expiration date.
It's beautiful
Plastic,
because it doesn't
however,
last.
plastic lasts forever, and that's why, you know, so many actresses get plastic surgery, because Hollywood,
Wants
it is a
that.
business all about, you know, in Hollywood, for actors, it's all about getting people to like you, getting people to want to watch you. And for women, like, it's not just their talent, but it's also their looks. And that's why, in a way, the substance is also kind of about plastic surgery also. It's about
like getting that
how
upgrade. quote unquote.
how much women are willing to hurt themselves just so they can stay relevant or
Hit those
stay
levels, yeah.
employed. And I also loved how I called Dennis Quaid's character the villain.
Mm.
But you could argue Margaret Qualley's the villain or Demi Moore's the villain. I think the real villain is society. And I love how Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore, the Elizabeth Sparkle, she's fighting with her younger self.
Yes.
It's like, it's not just men against women, it's also women against other women.
I honestly, I took that whole scene of her eating food and then the younger version being mad at the older version as the daughter being mad at the mom. Like, that felt like a very paternal relationship. So
I love
more than just, you know,
The funniest scene in the movie to me is when Margaret Qualley, the younger version of Demi Moore, she's on a talk show giving a fluffy interview, and Demi Moore, she looks so old, like she's like a witch brewing something.
She's making food and shit.
She's making fun of Margaret Qualley's all. Yes, that's right.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's cute.
Like,
That's fun.
and I love how that's become a meme online for like a certain actor watching a new, like somebody said Taylor Swift watching Sabrina Carpenter or whatever.
Oh, the envy. Oh, yeah.
Or like, I would imagine, I think it should be Christian Chenoweth watching Ariana Grande as Clinton.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say.
We'll talk more about that later when we talk about Wicked.
Exactly.
But,
I was gonna say Christian Bale watching Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Or no, Michael Keaton.
Batman.
Michael Keaton watching.
Wait, he came
any
back.
new Batman. It's like,
He came back.
Batman. I'm Batman.
You know, he was Owlman for 2 seconds. Birdman. My bad. He was Birdman for 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And with that one, let's go ahead and jump over to our last segment.
Yes, I will. Are you gonna stop the video or?
You know what? It's not kicking me out yet. Maybe we can do it in one
Okay,
go.
so then, yeah, let's talk about it.
I feel like this is your cup of tea. I really enjoyed it, but I am definitely more of a visitor rather than someone who has lived this. And I feel like you have a lot to say about this.
Oh yeah, I have seen Wicked probably more times than any heterosexual man has. Like, I consider myself a heterosexual man. Yes.
Okay.
I consider myself a straight heterosexual man. I consider it, but I've seen Wicked like 7 times now. And I don't know if that's either because I'm a closeted gay or bisexual. I still don't know that yet. I have yet to explore that.
How do you feel about Tin Man? Or the straw?
Yeah. Or Fierro, or Glenda and Elphaba in the movie.
You have to wait to part 2 for that one.
Or if maybe I'm just the exception to the stereotype or something. But yeah, Wicked, I absolutely loved it. I saw the play when I think I first saw the play when I was 12 at the Pantages. And I was actually born the year that the book came out, Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I forgot his name, but I have the book right here.
Was the book a prequel to the movie, or the book was the original thing?
The book was the original thing. The play and the movie, they were based on the book. In fact, I have the book.
Okay.
I have the book right here, Wicked. It's
Wicked.
Gregory Maguire, and the book is called The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. Now, what Gregory Maguire what he did was he wrote books about villains of fairy tale stories. Like I think he has one on the Queen and the Stepmother. Like he likes to look at the villain as if they're not a villain. Like what is their story? Why did they do? And
that's awesome.
You know, Wicked. Now, I guess part of the reason I love the Wicked movie is because as a kid, I did school plays.
Right. Okay.
I was a theater kid.
Nice.
And one of the first plays I did was The Wizard of Oz.
Hey.
The Judy Garland movie holds a special place in my heart because of that. I love that. That's like, I feel like you're not really an American unless you've watched The Wizard of Oz. I feel like everybody has seen The Wizard of Oz at some point.
It's a dying breed, definitely. But I do remember one time in school they played it for us. So I definitely want to revisit that. And it has been lost to time, I think.
It's a timeless classic.
But right now with this one, it definitely has a resurgence going for it. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And The Wizard of Oz, so I was in the play, The Wizard of Oz. I played a munchkin and a flying monkey. And by the way, my headcanon is that my character is actually a flying monkey disguised as a munchkin. That's my headcanon. That was my headcanon.
Like, don't never know.
I'll never know. And I saw who killed your sister. She's in Munchkin Land. And that play was actually the first time I ever had a speaking role in a play. And it was The Wicked Witch is Dead. That was the first line I ever said on stage. And it's ironic because that's also the first thing they say in Wicked, the play.
Yeah.
Good news, she's dead. The wicked old witch is dead. Now, I don't know if I could say what happens in the play, spoiler, but yeah, that's the first song they sing in the movie Wicked. And, you know, Wicked, now, doing a prequel is very tricky. I mentioned Mufasa earlier. Like, doing a prequel is tricky because, especially if it's a movie everybody has seen that is so ingrained in the culture, like The Lion King or The Wizard of Oz or Star Wars, it's like, how do you make a prequel interesting? How do you know what happens to the characters? How do you make it? And I think in the case of Wicked, with the play, you know, the book, I haven't read the book, but from what I've heard, the book is not that great. I mean, it is a popular book. See what I did there? But it's popular doesn't always mean good, you know?
Fair enough.
But the play is amazing. The play is incredible. And
energy, yeah.
The way the play solves the question of how do you make this backstory interesting is simple. Take the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good Witch, put them in school, and basically what you got is Harry Potter
Give him a high school arc.
Mean Girls meets High School Musical in the first half. Like, the movie out in theaters right now is actually Act 1 of the play.
Correct.
Now, Act 2, which I'm excited to see how they adapt it into a movie.
Very cool.
Act 2 is where the shit hits the fan, for lack of a better phrase.
Oh, man. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, like, I mean, for those of you who haven't seen the play or read the book, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I will say Fiyero, everybody's favorite.
I put it together when you told me, so I don't know.
Everybody's favorite himbo. Everybody. He is the white boy, the twink of the moment.
He's the guy with the horse.
Yes.
The Mustang.
Move over, Timothy Chalamet. Jonathan Bailey's here. Yeah, Jonathan Bailey. He got me questioning things. I gotta say, every time it's on screen, he got me questioning things.
Excuse me, sir. I think you might have just answered your own question.
Okay,
because I've seen Wicked maybe like 3 times, and that's one of my favorite things is to just be like, I'm just gonna step in here real quick before going home, and then just to hear the music bump up or like whatever scene they're on. 3 times with Wicked, and every time those musicals, those singing things hit, dude, they hit, man.
And
it's emotion.
Have you seen the play?
No, definitely
And have
not.
you read the book?
Never read the book.
You haven't seen the play, you haven't read the book, so you don't know what happens in Act 2.
A visitor, so definitely don't spoil anything. Leave those poor people.
I will just give you a hint.
You told me about the poor guy with the heart. I feel you.
Yeah, like let's just say Buck. Let's just say that what he does to Nessa is pretty heartless.
No. All right.
He breaks her heart.
That's
And Fierro,
it's too real, my friend.
what did he sing about? The virtue of ignorance, having no brain. Life is fraughtless when you're thoughtless. Life is painless when you're brainless.
I feel like you're really giving these people like not a chance to enjoy this.
And what did Elphaba say to him when she first met him? Get stuffed.
Huh?
Get stuffed. That's the first thing Elphaba said to Fierro in the woods. She's like, get stuffed. Okay, that's not exactly subtle. Like, I think if even if you haven't seen the play, I think you know where this is going.
No, because the whole point is that these people are fresh, like you said. You've either seen The Wizard of Oz, and you know, which a lot of people haven't. Man, that movie is freaking old, and it's
like almost 100 years old.
There's less and less people going like, "Oh shoot!"
Everybody who made that movie is dead now.
There's more people going. I need to watch Tony Stark snap real quick and say, "I am Iron Man." Then people were going, let's put on The Wizard of Oz. So this resurgence is very cool and important in my book because they finish part 1, they do part 2, let people experience the story, and bam, remake of Wizard of Oz.
And I don't know if you saw this, but Ariana Grande, she saw Wicked with her grandma.
Ooh.
And her grandma saw the original Wizard of Oz with Judy Garland when she was 16 years old.
No.
And now she's seeing Wicked. She's seeing her granddaughter, Ariana Grande, as Glinda the Good Witch.
Oh my god, that's some historic. Well, those people have been in Hollywood for a long, long time, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's a big reason why Ariana Grande got to make her wish come true.
Yeah,
we manifested it. No, it's connection.
It only took Nana like 80 years, but don't worry, she got it done. All right.
You know, I manifest that I'm gonna play Hercules in the live-action remake.
There you go, Hercules. It is. All
Oh,
right.
and to answer your question, we got about 3 minutes left until we shut down.
Thank you.
So before we go,
All right. You got me empowered about women's power and rights.
Yeah.
Do you have time for one more, maybe called Baby Girl? Have you seen that? No.
No, I haven't seen it. I'll see it tomorrow.
Nicole
But before we
Kidman.
go,
Okay, you first.
yeah. Well, I'm seeing it at AMC theaters
And
for that reason.
Exactly. Nicole Kidman, that's all you, buddy. You have a good time. I know how much you enjoy Nicole Kidman being a good
He's
person.
my screensaver because I like to imagine my life as a movie.
Thank you for proving a point. And when I don't know, just maybe don't marry Nicole Kidman, but go for it.
Yeah, one more thing about Wicked. Well, she's already married to I forget his name, but he's but anyways.
Orlando Bloom, they did you dirty.
One more thing I will say about Wicked is that George Lucas saw it recently. He actually saw it at the mall, and he FaceTimed the director saying, "Oh yeah, I saw Wicked. You know, I make movies, and I know how hard it is to make a movie." And the fact that George Lucas, because George Lucas rarely comments on any new movies, especially new Star Wars, but he had nothing to say about The Acolyte. He had nothing to say about that, but Wicked. So he had nothing to say about the show with lesbian witches, but he had a lot to say about the movie with lesbian witches.
Well, my final thing about Wicked, I think, is the CGI and everything. Because you have to ask yourself, how would they make a stage play even more presentable on the screen? And all the CGI work and the magic of making that place feel realistic, I think goes another level. They did the Hogwarts thing, but for the Wizard of Oz. So that's why I'm excited to get a remake of Wizard of Oz if we do get it. Those new graphics. Killer,
keep your mouth shut. Do not remake that movie. Leave it alone.
It's gonna happen.
I mean,
sorry, my friend.
You're right. It is inevitable. I mean, the book is a lot different than the movie, and you know, if you look at the book series, there's a lot of potential for a film franchise.
Exactly. That's what.
But I don't think anything's going to top the Judy Garland film. You know, I don't think anything's ever going to be as good as that. But does it have to be? You know,
we could definitely do like a anniversary screening in AMC before they put out the new one. You know.
And hell, I mean, in Hollywood, it's not about if it's good. It's about, is it going to make us money? And
Millions.
Yeah, it's got to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if Ariana Grande plays Glinda and Cynthia
exactly.
plays the Wicked Witch.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got the Avengers people
Make
ready
a
to
Wizard
go.
of Oz cinematic universe. Okay, we got less than a minute. This was great, Frank.
This is very fun. Thank you, sir.
Where can people find you?
I am hanging out at Assassin Alchemist on YouTube, at Twitch, and everything and far in between.
And I'm on.
Low. He is on Instagram. He is low and YouTube. Oh, I'm gonna have to call him back. Reality. Look up to your eyes. Give it to me, sir. Give it to me, sir.
Another link so we can record just a little more, so I can tell them my socials. And
They-
do it proper.
They have you on the mic if you want to do it there. Do you want to give it to me here?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
So anyways, this is Lowell, and you can find me on TikTok at Lowell Reynolds 20.
Nice.
And you can find me on Instagram at Lowell113 at Lowell1138, and you can find me on YouTube.
Yay.
Lowell Reynolds.
There you go.
You can also find me on YouTube at Lowell Loves Movies. So subscribe to my YouTube.
Low
if you
does
haven't
love
already.
movies. Yes, sir.
And well, I hope you all have a great New Year. And till next time, see you at the.
Thank you, sir. See you at the movies. And I will see you guys next time. This was nice. I do like talking about movies. I like, if you guys think I'm obnoxious when I talk about video games, imagine how obnoxious I am sitting in that seat, just really thinking about things going on. But no, this was nice. I do appreciate our friend Lo joining us for today, and I appreciate you for joining us for this different new little extra episode. Fortunately, the news of the week has been a little postponed. I had a lot of things to take care of in the morning, and I actually have to do a lot more things in the afternoon. But all you need to know is I'm going to be old very soon. Very, very soon. And I'm looking forward to spending this adventure together. But until then, hasta la próxima. Ya. Matane. Mama, I don't wanna die. Sometimes I wish I'd never been born at all. Funny song. Ja. Matane. Let's go. Amushka, and you feel the fandango. Galileo. Figaro. Nobody loves me. From a poor family, sparing a slice from this monstrosity. Easy come. Easy go. You let it go. Go, then I'll let you go. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Ooh, baby. can't do this to me, baby. Just gonna get out. Just gonna get right out of here. Fascinating. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. It's been your boy, Kamisa Stitch. Wishing you a good week, a better tomorrow, and an awesome year. Yeah, matane.